Pete, I want to come back to some of what you've just been saying in just a moment, because we're by no means the only people marking this 40th anniversary of Woodstock. There is, as I'm sure you know, a reunion concert taking place in Bethel in New York, where it all originally happened. Our reporter Ramón Goñi is there.
I'm walking down the hill towards the place where a sensational event took place 40 years ago. You can hear in the background a live concert and the first song performed in Woodstock, Freedom. You can also hear some people playing drums and just chilling here. But it's rather difficult to picture the intensity of what happened, besides the few tents set up in the nearby town and the hippie t-shirts for sale on the road. The lawn is perfectly mown, and I can also see on my phone that there is even a Wi-Fi internet connection. Things have changed indeed. So I'm now with Richie Havens, who was the first performer 40 years ago. You were not supposed to be the first one, but you ended up kick-starting history. Yes. When did you realize that?
I think it was when I recognized that history was taking place right then with the singing of freedom, which to me was something that I could really talk about or touch or feel. The fact of the matter is in those days we tried to find what we have accomplished and open ourselves up to something like this.
Part of the spirit of Woodstock was activism and a form of protest. Do you think that could take place nowadays?
We always thought, that it's going to be some kind of fast, maybe, outlandish pushing around, and it wasn't. It was to get an African American as president. Everything cooled out just like that, Nobody's even talking about it, because he crossed the line. Now they don't know what the line was.
So it would be the election of Obama, the Woodstock of today?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I'm getting now into the museum on the top of the hill, which is overseeing the place where the original stage was. And I see that there are dozens of visitors, international visitors too, here in pilgrimage, mainly in the 40s and 50s. What does Woodstock mean for you?
The original Woodstock site was a focal point of everything that was going on in the United States at the time.
It was upwards to 500,000 people with very limited supplies and facilities, and it was peace, love, and no violence.
It's a great place to be, and I think it's very original, and that's, I believe, only one place in the world like a Woodstock. Can't be any other places like that.
Woodstock, well, it's basically like, I'm into, modern bands-ish, kind of like Alice in Chains, but I also listen to bands like, Simon & Garfunkel, and I think about, I listen to, Woodstock stuff, and it's like, man, I'm here right now. It's crazy.
That report was by Ramón Goñi. You're listening to the BBC World Service. I'm Claire Balderson with NewsHour.